know that bad management theories can actually lead to a business disaster? Yup, sounds crazy, but it's true. Let's check it out.
Ms. Boss, I just read the news. Another big company went bankrupt due to a financial scandal. How is that possible? Aren't they using top management theories?
That's exactly the problem. Many companies apply so-called great management theories that actually do more harm than good.
Seriously? How come?
All right, let me explain. There are three main theories often taught in business schools that, if applied without reflection, can lead to disaster. First, agency theory. This theory assumes that managers and shareholders have conflicting interests. That's why managers must be closely monitored to prevent them from acting in their own favor.
So basically, the company doesn't trust its own managers?
Exactly. That leads to excessive controls, tight targets, stock-based incentives, and ironically encourages managers to chase short-term personal gain instead of the company's long-term health.
Oh, like the Enron case?
Yeah, they followed this theory, and it ended in a major scandal. Agency theory became popular in the 1970s, introduced by Jensen and Meckling, 1976. They said company owners, principals, and managers, agents, have different goals, so they must be controlled through incentives and supervision. But too much control pushes managers toward manipulative practices for short-term incentives, like Enron in 2001, where financial fraud destroyed public trust just to boost stock prices. Second theory, transaction cost economics, introduced by Williamson in 1981. The core idea is that firms should adopt the most efficient organizational structure to minimize transaction costs, like negotiating or monitoring costs.
Wait, what does that mean in practice?
Companies focus too much on cutting costs and maximizing efficiency, rather than fostering a healthy work environment.
Wow, no wonder people would want to quit.
Yeah. Employees feel distrusted, motivation drops, and eventually they resign. The company can lose its great talent and becomes less competitive. Lastly, shareholder value maximization. This idea got big after Milton Friedman's 1970 article saying, "The business of business is business." But it's been widely criticized for driving short-term thinking. Since the 2000s, there's been growing evidence that companies focused solely on shareholder value are more vulnerable to the crises. This short-termism has been challenged by many management experts.
But isn't maximizing shareholder profits important?
Yes, but if overdone, it sacrifices employee welfare and customer satisfaction.
That explains why some companies lose trust and go under.
Exactly. Obsessing over short-term profits makes businesses unsustainable. So, if a company only focuses on controlling workers, cutting costs, and chasing short-term gains, what happens?
Let me guess. Unhappy employees, lost customers, and eventual failure?
You nailed it. Thankfully, there's a better way. Positive Organizational Scholarship, or POS.
How is that different from the previous theories?
POS believes that people aren't just economic tools. When treated well, employees are more productive and loyal. With trust, collaboration, and a healthy workplace, a business can thrive without compromising ethics.
So, success doesn't require being cutthroat?
Exactly. POS was developed by Cameron, Dutton, and Quinn in the early 2000s. It focuses on what helps people and organizations flourish. POS values empathy, trust, and meaningful work, which help organizations become resilient and adaptive, especially in tough times.
That sounds perfect for today's stressful and fast-changing work environment.
Exactly. Business sustainable.
It's time to move on from harmful theories and build better business practices.